Live Center, it appears as though the ceasefire between Israel and Iran is holding for now. In the past hour, though, some new reporting from CNN and the New York Times calling into question how effective the strikes were against Iran's nuclear program. Sources tell CNN and the Times that early assessments of the damage from the Defense Intelligence Agency indicates that the strikes did not destroy Iran's nuclear facilities, but it did set back the program, perhaps only by months, though. However, it's important to point out those assessments still are ongoing. The White House confirms that assessment is real, but disagrees with the findings, with Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt saying that it was leaked by a, quote, low-level loser. Also today, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the country, claiming victory, and Iran's president claimed victory as well in an address to the nation. Comes after President Trump had a colorful admonition for both countries. Jen Sullivan has the latest.
The night sky in Tehran lighting up as Israel launched attacks on Iran hours after a ceasefire was expected to take effect. The situation infuriating President Donald Trump, who helped facilitate the ceasefire between Israel and Iran.
We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.
Right before the ceasefire went into effect, Iran launching missiles at a residential building in Beersheba, Israel.
We arrived, it's a completely mess in this scene. There's a missile that directly hit one of the buildings, direct strike on the top of the building.
The president of Iran releasing a statement Tuesday, according to local media, saying, quote, Tehran is ready for talks and to defend the rights of the Iranian people at the negotiation table, adding Iran will not violate the ceasefire unless Israel does first. The current conflict began on June 13th when Israel launched multiple attacks aimed at destroying Iran's nuclear program and its military leadership. Nearly a week later, the U.S. attacked 3 of Iran's nuclear facilities in what the Pentagon called Operation Midnight Hammer. The White House saying it worked with Israel to end Iran's nuclear threat. But following this latest escalation, Trump becoming more critical of Israel.
I didn't like the fact that Israel unloaded right after we made the deal. They didn't have to unload.
All of this comes as President Trump travels to the Netherlands for the NATO summit.
The world should be worried about this.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.